Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Jim's Mix. Thank you for tuning in with this video. Like, subscribe, and leave questions, comments in the comment section or wherever you'd like to put it. And I get to them all. I read them all, try to answer all the questions. And tonight we're going to talk about barrel break-in. This has been something that's keeps coming up from time to time. I've had a couple people ask questions about it in the comment sections, and one of the comments and questions was, should I do a barrel break-in? Yes, but let's talk about what is a barrel break-in. Some things you might need for that barrel break-in. Scout's making another little cameo visit tonight, and he's got his favorite large bone he's chewing on, so overlook the doggy chewing on a bone sounds. Number one, when you're messing with firearms in any way, shape, form, or fashion, please be safe. Follow all the instructions. The gun before us is the 25-06 actually improved build that we've been working on, and we've got it zooming in. It's also topped with the Maven CRS2 optic, and we've promised you a review on that, and we'll get to that. But I want to address, since this come up in the questions, a little bit about barrel break-in. Let's start here first. If your gun manufacturer, your rifle manufacturer, your handgun manufacturer, whoever it may be, recommend a barrel break-in, first and foremost, if they recommend a barrel break-in, do their recommendation. I can't stress that enough. When you do their barrel break-in, you need some things to do it with. You need a pad and a pencil for starters, because you need to document that break-in procedure that you followed. Include the time of day, the conditions you're shooting under, the ammunition you're using, and all of those things, cleaner, solvents, your procedure, following their recommendations. Well, Jim, why do I need to do that? Number one is, if you have a warranty issue on that rifle, most of your rifles today are coming with a 1 MOA guarantee of accuracy, and some even more better than that. You need to have followed their recommended break-in procedures. That's one of the things they're going to ask you as you try to get some help with the rifle that's not working as it should. And when you're doing that barrel break-in, two things that I recommend you also include are use nylon brushes. Do not use bronze phosphorus brushes, but use nylon brushes. Not because the bronze brushes will hurt your barrel, because they will not, but they will give you a false indication of copper deposits coming off of that brush that are not really there. So you'll need to use the nylon brushes. And in like manner, do not use brass jags. You can use plastic ones if you want. Tipton sells this nickel-plated or stainless or whatever. Very reasonable. Use these. Again, avoid the copper or brass jags, because they too will give you a false copper reading. Number three, I guess, is you will need to use a good cleaning solvent. The one I really, really recommend is this Vortex Eliminator. Absolutely, in 50, let's just say 50 plus years of dealing with firearms in some way, form, or fashion. Sorry if the camera's bouncing around. Nick looks like he's trying to shift gears in a 5-speed Mazda or something over there. But use this if the copper's really giving you a hard time. This CU2, I think is what it is. I didn't see it, but it's Vortex Copper Remover. Folks, this stuff is excellent. They've got some others. Their Rimfire blend is excellent. By the way, there's nothing in this video sponsored. Everything in here has come from my own dime. So, but these products, I use them because I know they work. I'm going to make a recommendation that every gun owner thinks have changed. Now a bore scope is very inexpensive. Telsong makes a really good flexible bore scope. Plug it in USB on your computer, interface it with your Android or iOS, and you can look in there and see what you got. Now let's talk about barrel break-in procedure. Number one, it is going to take 100 rounds or 200 rounds to properly break in or season a rifle barrel. This idea that your rifle barrel is broke in at 20 or 30 rounds is incorrect. What you're having to do, now let me back up and give that a caveat. The less money you have invested in a rifle, and whether it's cut rifle, butt rifle, hand lap, it doesn't matter. It's a machining process. The process of breaking in that barrel is to even out the different areas of that barrel that may have difference in the machining process. Every machining process leaves microscopic signs of that machining process. Even if it's hand lapped, it doesn't get it all out. Here's what I have found. The more premium a barrel is, the fewer rounds it takes to break it in. The less premium the barrel is, or the cheaper it is, if you want to say, the longer it takes to break it in. Now, what is a break-in? Firing that weapon, following the process of start with a clean barrel. Please don't go shoot your rifle or your pistol or anything else until it has been inspected and cleaned, and never fire a firearm of any kind without running a dry patch through it. Don't fire it with anything in that bore, solvent, oil, whatever. Be sure you check for obstructions and run a dry patch down that barrel before you shoot it the first time. And if you're a hunter, you know the importance of 2 or 3 fouling shots before you go hunting. I've never hunted in my life with a clean rifle barrel. It's always had a couple or 3 shots. So this starts the process. If the barrel is new to you, the factory isn't recommending a break-in procedure, or you've finished up their break-in procedure and it's still not got what you want, it's probably not finished being broken in. My 307 Weatherby and 280 Ackley Improved did not show an improvement in accuracy until I surpassed 50 rounds. Did you hear that? It did not begin to group in until after 50 rounds. You just need to know going into this process that it's going to take a little while. Be patient. It's worth it. To break it in, start with fire a round, clean a round. Finish with a dry patch, fire a round. Do that. My process, your mileage may matter. There's a lot of people out there tells it. I do that with 5 shots. And I clean between each shot, getting all of the copper out. Clean it. Copper will still be in there, but what I mean by that is get what you can get with a patch, 10 or so swipes with a brush, and a patch, clean patch, and fire it. 5 rounds. Then go to 2 and clean. 2 and clean. Until you've done 16. That's 8 cleanings. Now you're going to 5. Let it cool between them. Don't get it hot. You don't want to turn this into molten copper in your bore. 5, clean it till you don't get any more copper on your patch. Spend a half day at the range getting these 40 or 50 rounds down. But it's 5 now, clean. 5, clean. 5, clean. And you do that until you get your total round count up over 60 rounds. Now you should start seeing a difference. After 60 rounds, your barrel is still breaking in, but now it's going to be breaking into your kind of shooting. If your range day is more than 20 rounds, then clean it. It doesn't matter if it's 10, 5, or 21. When you get home, clean it. If you're at the range and you want to shoot more than 20, clean it. Be sure you have a dry bore. When you get home, clean it. I would encourage you to never leave a rifle that's not going to be used in a few days or whatever. Don't go stick it in the safe. That stuff tends to grow things that you don't want to find in there. So is barrel break-in necessary? Yes. If you want the longest life, the best accuracy, the best longevity, and to have a rifle that you can depend on. You're not only breaking in the bore of your rifle, you're breaking in your bolt works, your whatever type of action it is, you're working all of that stuff in. It isn't just christening the bore or seasoning the rifling. It is actually breaking in the whole thing and getting it used to working together. These are machined and fit parts. Part of the machine and fit parts in any kind of rifle is to get the burrs and all the little things that are there and work it in. Don't put graphite and stuff like that in it to make it smoother. That's just hastening unnecessarily the wear of your rifle or whatever firearm that is. So here we go, really quick. One and clean, one and clean, one and clean, one and clean, one and clean until you've done 10. 3 and clean until you've done at least 3 sets of 5 or like that, something like that. And then 5 and clean, 5 and clean, 5 and clean, 5 and clean. And then after that you can go to the 20. Use a good quality brush, a good quality jag. Use a bore guide, even at the range. I know it's tempted not to, but use a good bore guide to keep all that solvent, because that solvent can get back into the action of the rifle and cause you to have case pressures, failures to eject, and all kinds of problems from that accumulation of that cleaner in that action. Be safe and enjoy your guns. If you have any questions or something I did that I need to fix, I am not so proud that I don't believe I make mistakes. I do. But I'm sharing with you what I know has worked for me. Again, your mileage may vary. Thank you for tuning in. Like, subscribe, leave comments. I will answer them. God bless you and have a great, great time.